Picture this. It's a Sunday night 6 months from now. You told yourself this would be your year, but once again, you've spent the day overeating and not working out. You stare at yourself in the mirror and whisper, I'll start tomorrow. But we all know that's not the first time you said that. How many I'll start tomorrows are you going to say until you actually start? You don't need to feel ready, you just need to decide. You don't need another workout plan, you need to break the cycle. I've been lifting since I was 12 years old, and I never really had to worry about starting my fitness journey because it was a life that I was just thrown into, and I'm so glad that I was. I've quit my fitness journey before. I've literally said fuck it, and I stopped, and I didn't want to do it anymore. But you know what? I got off my ass and I started again. By the end of this video, you will know how to start your fitness journey the right way with no confusion and no burnout. The most important thing when starting your fitness journey is knowing your why. Why do you want to start your fitness journey? What is your reason for doing this? If you're not clear on your why, then your motivations will be completely gone. While running on just motivation isn't exactly the best thing to do, it should be on discipline and just showing up every day regardless of how you feel. The reason as to why you're lifting is something you need to be thinking about when you're going to the gym and sticking to your nutrition. I want to live a long, fruitful life. So whenever I have days where I'm like, I don't want to eat healthy, I don't want to go to the gym, I think to myself, imagine you at 80 years old, not even being able to get off the couch and having your daughter having to take care of you and change your diapers. That's the last thing that I want. At 80 years old, I want to be able to walk around and enjoy life as I can right now. That is my why. And also for aesthetic reasons. I want to feel good. I want to look good. I just want to feel my best. And lifting and taking care of myself is the best way to do that. Some of your reasons might be for energy, for your health, for confidence. Whatever your reason might be, get clear on that because that's going to be your driving factor on showing up every single day. An easy journal prompt for getting clear on your why is, why do you want to change? For me, a few years ago, I was drinking and I was smoking, and I was just thinking about, if I just keep doing this, what am I going to feel like in 10 years? Am I going to be 25 years old looking like I'm 40 years old and having joint problems? That's not what I wanted. I want to live a long life. And when I became clear on my why, that's when it became so much easier to lift for me and stick to my goals. Number 2 is setting realistic and trackable goals. Not something vague like get fit. Make smart goals, like something that's like actionable. Something actionable is, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week. And you have to get really clear on what you're doing. So I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week. And what are you going to show up and not know what you're doing? What are you going to do at the gym those 3 times a week? Are you going to do push, pull, legs? Are you going to do full body every day? What are you prioritizing? What muscle groups? So it feels confusing at first, but once you actually start taking action, clarity comes so quickly. So setting actionable goals like drinking a gallon of water a day rather than saying, I'm just going to drink more water. Make a goal, make an actual goal. I'm going to drink a gallon of water a day instead of saying, I just want to get more steps in. Make a goal, 8,000 steps, 10,000 steps a day. Instead of saying, eat healthy, set a caloric deficit for yourself. You need to get really clear on what your goals actually are, because if you set vague goals like eat more protein, then you're not really going to be able to have something to achieve. Like you're not going to be able to have something to check off a checklist. I have in my Notion app to hit 135 grams of protein a day. So rather than setting a vague goal like just get more protein, when I have an actual number that I strive to get every single day, it's become so much easier to get that because I actually know what my target is. You can't show up to a shooting range expecting to shoot well when you don't even know where your target is. And with reaching those actionable goals every single day, it's a lot more about progress than it is perfection. Some days I'm only going to get 8,000 steps even though my goal is 12,000. What's most important is progress, not perfection. Even just showing up to the gym, even if you can't finish your whole workout, you still showed up. Now, I wouldn't make a habit of showing up to the gym and only doing one of your workouts and going home. But just knowing that you showed up, something is better than nothing. Going for a 5-minute walk is better than no walk. You showed up, you did it, and you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect because if you're taking steps regardless, you're going to be getting results. Number 3 is choosing a workout schedule that you actually enjoy. Now, some people want to be waking up at 5 a.m. to work out, but that's just not realistic for a lot of people with their jobs or with kids or with anything going on in your life. So just choosing out a style to work out that fits best for you is super important, because if you're going to work out, you have to be doing it in a way that feels good for your body, for your needs, for your schedule. So why would you be doing a workout for a divorced dad if you're a mom with 5 kids who works a 9 to 5. Like, you, everybody's different. Everybody's different. My workouts can be different from yours. So it takes a lot of trial and error. It takes trial and error. But ultimately, just knowing your schedule and knowing what fits right for you and knowing what feels good with your body, that is what you should be doing. You don't need a gym membership either. You can be doing home workouts on YouTube. You can be getting your steps in, walking around the neighborhood. You don't need to buy a treadmill. You don't need a gym membership, just whatever works best for you. Because anything is better than nothing. Some people like group classes, Pilates, those like boot camp classes. Like, for everybody, it's different, and being able to like try new things has been so much fun for me. Like, I got a gym membership because I have a home gym, and recently I've been going to the gym, the public one, and it's been so fun trying the new machines, and they even have classes there that I'm going to be trying out. So just knowing what works best for you and trying out new things, it's supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be fun. This isn't punishing yourself. Your fitness journey is about improving your life and getting better. So if you're going to your workouts feeling like shit, then it's not actually a wellness journey. It's just a punishment journey that you're eventually going to quit. So it's not punishing yourself. You're doing something good for yourself, and it's supposed to feel good. The next thing we're going to be going over is nutrition. Now, this is where most people get caught, and this is where I kind of get caught too. A lot of people go into an all or nothing mindset of, oh, I can only have chicken breast and broccoli. And when you go into that really restrictive like area, then obviously you're going to be going to the absolute opposite side given the opportunity. When you're restricting yourself so much, the second something bad happens, like you stub your toe, like for me, it's like a switch. Like, fuck, like I just want to eat everything. I just like, everybody gets triggered differently, but when you're restricting yourself too much from one polar to another. So don't go cold turkey. Don't completely cut out your favorite foods. While I do think that processed foods are foods that you should definitely cut down on, because it's just not good for you. And I think we all know that. And you don't have to completely cut them out. I limit my processed food intake, but if I completely cut it out of my diet, then when I get a craving for it and I'm like, no, I can't have it, then that like resentment inside of me makes me just want to have it even more. So don't have it off limits. Okay, you can have some, but you're not going to have all. Okay, and when you start eating better and eating more whole foods and eating more protein and getting more nutrients, you're going to start craving unhealthy foods less, because your body craves what you give it. So pretend I have a cinnamon roll for breakfast. Nighttime comes and I just finished dinner, I'm going to want a cinnamon roll because like that's what my body's like aware of. So when you have less processed foods, you're going to start craving it less. And what I found really helpful is out of sight, out of mind. There's just some foods I can't keep in my house. Like if I want to have a cookie, I'll go to Publix and buy myself one cookie. I'm not having a whole pack of cookies in my house, because if I have a whole pack of cookies, I'm going to eat the whole pack of cookies. But if I have a cookie craving and I want to get a cookie, I'll go out and get one. But out of sight, out of mind, really. When I'm not thinking about cookies and not having them in my environment, I don't want them nearly as much. But I don't stop myself from getting them if I want one. Just don't get the whole thing. There's no reason to have a whole pack of cookies in your house unless, you're a family of 6 like me. So sometimes I can't really avoid it. But, as I've like gotten more locked in with my nutrition, I just don't want it as much. And what you bring into your house starts with going to the grocery store. So if you know you can't control yourself around the party size bag of Doritos, don't bring them into the house. And I've like made myself a curated shopping list. So like if I'm getting myself food, I know what I like to eat, and I know what makes me feel good, and I keep those things in my house. I mean, I'm not shopping right now. I'm a minor, so my mom usually goes shopping, but I have like a list of like the foods that I go to, and like, I'm hungry, I want a meal, and I just have like my staples. So if you want my grocery store staple cheat sheet list, then you can go to the link down below and I'll email it to you. But ultimately, with nutrition, the main factor of losing weight or being in a fitness journey is either caloric deficit, caloric surplus, or maintenance. So if your goal is weight loss, you need to be in a calorie deficit, which means you're consuming less energy than you're burning. So you're eating less, you're moving more. So when eating less, you need to be eating foods with less calories and what I find really helpful is when I'm in a caloric deficit and I'm eating less food, the food I'm eating has higher protein and higher fiber, so it keeps me full for longer. I'm drinking more water. I have green tea right here. I just have a little bit of sweetener in it, just like 0 calories. But like stuff like this, like keeping yourself full and like fueling your body rather than emotionally eating. I When you become detached to food and see it more as a tool rather than something emotional, then life becomes so much easier. Because I used to see food as an escape, as something to comfort me, as entertainment. But once I started seeing it as a tool to fuel my workouts, to fuel my work days, to make me focus better, like different foods help you in different ways. You start seeing it as like power ups even. I make my electrolyte drink in the morning. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be hydrated with my electrolytes. I have some caffeine in there, gonna give me some energy. I have my creatine, it's gonna make me focused and help my muscles grow. And when I'm making my foods, it's like so fun. I'm like, okay, we got fats, those are gonna keep me satiated. I have some carbs for energy, some protein to fuel my workout, and like something like some fruit, like some sugar. Like it becomes so much easier and so much more fun when you see food as a tool and as fuel rather than like entertainment. And you can track your calories and track your macros and nutrition on multiple different apps. There's like Macros First, MyFitnessPal, or you can even just like have a journal or your notes app. And for some people, like tracking portions is easier. I find it easier when I track calories because sometimes like I can make a small portion of food, but it'll have so many calories because I like high fat foods like peanut butter, avocado, and things can like rack up pretty quickly. But yeah, no, just test that. I recommend starting with calorie counting. And yeah, no, it's great. So you're going to create a simple weekly routine with your gym. You're going to do like let's say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 hour. Like you don't need to be lifting that much. You like 3 hours a week, 2 hours a week even. Like it's it's just as long as you're doing it and showing up for yourself, like you don't need a lot of time to put into the gym. You don't need to be putting um 8 hours a week into working out. Like that's what I did for some point, and I was at a very interesting time of my life, so that explains it. But you don't need to be investing so much time into it. It just becomes more of like habit switches rather than in like a big investment of time. And you really got to just master the mindset. This isn't just like a diet. I know it sounds corny. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. And this is so true because when you're done like when you get to your fitness goals, you got to maintain that. You can't just stop going to the gym the second you get your dream physique. You got to like maintain that. There's maintenance. You don't trim up your hair and then just like, well, I never have to get a haircut again. No, there's maintenance. You got to touch up your roots. You got to keep going to the gym. It's it's habits and it's a lifestyle now. This is who you are now. And progress takes time. It's not linear. You're going to have ups and downs, but you got to just embrace that and learn with it. And stay off the comparison trap, okay? Like I follow other fitness influencers on Instagram because like they inspire me and gives me like content ideas and I genuinely enjoy just watching them. But when it becomes a game of wow, like I wish I had a waist as small as them, like oh, like they can lift so much more than me, that's where it gets kind of it doesn't get as like it just becomes less fun that way. Like I follow these people because it's fun and I enjoy lifting and I love getting inspiration. But when it becomes a comparison game, that's when you should touch some grass. Because like you could eat the same amount of food or like eat the same diet as whatever they put in their videos, but you're not going to look the same as them, okay? Like everybody's genetics and bodies are different, but you're beautiful in your own way, genuinely. Like you're so unique. Everybody in this world is just I don't know. God is so amazing. I don't mean to get like religious, but like God is just so amazing. What I'm going to talk about next is tracking progress beyond the scale, okay? Because what the scale says isn't exactly like everything that is actually happening. You could stay the same weight, but you could have a lower body fat percentage and more muscle. So even though the scale isn't moving, it doesn't mean progress isn't happening. You can track progress with the way your clothes are fitting or just how you look in the mirror. So I wouldn't depend on the scale for everything. It is a tool to help you like with metrics and stuff like that, but especially if you're a woman watching this with your menstrual cycle, like the week before your period, you might spike up a few pounds just because that's how our hormones work. So I wouldn't let the scale get to you too much and see it more as a tool rather than something that decides your mood for the entire day. You can track your progress with measurements, energy levels, the amount of strength you're getting in your workouts. Like, are you able to lift more? And yeah, no, you don't just have to rely on your weight. The scale does not tell the whole story. What I found really helpful in my fitness journey too is finding accountability and support from people around me. So, like my sister or my dad, they're both into fitness as well. So, when I'm like lifting and stuff like that and I see them doing it too, not only does it inspire me, it's like a driving force, um like I don't know, it's like they're my friends, and I want to have like something in like common with them, and it's like something we can talk about. And not that I don't like lifting if my friends don't like lifting, but they can keep me accountable. Like if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go on a cut, and they see me eating 12 donuts, like they're gonna obviously be confused and call me out on that. Or like I live with my family, so if I'm like lifting consistently and they see that, like they support me, that they'll like congratulate me or just make me feel better, be like, oh, like you're looking good, or like, oh, I'll go to the gym with you. And I can go to the gym with my sister, I can work out with my dad. And I haven't been lifting with my dad as much lately. Summer's been super busy, and I've kind of been on my own routine, but having a gym buddy is really fun. And not even just people IRL. Like there's so many gym communities online. There's like I know on the school app, SKOL, there's like a whole bunch of whoops. There's a bunch of different communities. There's people on Instagram, there's YouTubers that have their own communities and stuff like that. And or you can even make your own community. I'm planning on making my own community for gym girlies soon enough. But yeah, no, I'm just focusing on making videos right now, so I'm just having fun. Some bonus tips I'm going to give you is when I wear a cute workout set, I always lift better. Like whenever I show up to work and my hair looks good, I'm going to work better. So showing up as your best self is going to make you lift better, and waking up in the morning, or just like getting out of your pajamas, makes me so much more inspired to like have a better day. So that's just something I noticed. I just thought that's how it works for me. I think you should try that out because I think you would love it. And like just a reminder that nobody is coming to save you. Like it's just you. Nobody is going to pick you up and make you work out. No one's going to make you lock in with your nutrition. This is your life. Okay? This is your life. Nobody's here to save you. Okay? And no matter how many times you say I'll start tomorrow, nothing changes if nothing changes. Just start. One step is all it takes. Just a reminder, you can go to the link down below and I'll send you my grocery store cheat sheet. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. And yeah, bye.